everyone, it's Katie from the Cedar Falls Public Library, hanging out in our makerspace, the CoLab. Each week this summer I will be bringing you a STEAM-focused video where we will do some science experiments and some projects based around one of the concepts of STEAM. So please join me each week for a new video. We will upload them onto our YouTube page and we'll also share them on our Facebook page. Today we are going to focus on the S in STEAM for science, and specifically we're going to talk about weather science today. So I have a couple of experiments I'm going to do with you, and then I'm also going to show you a little project that you can do at home. All these experiments that we're going to do, you should also be able to do these at home with things that you find, but make sure that you ask a grown-up for help before you do these. So before we start, you guys, I need you to take a pledge with me so we can be safe, okay? So put your right hand up and say with me, I pledge, repeat after me, okay? So you go, I pledge to ask a grown-up for help when doing science. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna use some dangerous things today. We're gonna use some scissors. We're also gonna use some matches or a lighter. So, hand up, I pledge to ask a grown-up for help when doing science. Okay, you have to get a grown-up's permission before you do this, okay? So for the very first experiment that we are going to do, we are going to look at air pressure. Air pressure happens outside in our atmosphere when storm systems move through and things like that. And so we are going to do an experiment demonstrating a low air pressure system. For this experiment, you need a jar. If you don't have one like this, you can use like an old pasta jar or something like that. You'll need a piece of paper, you'll need a candle lighter or matches, and you will need a balloon filled with water. So, here's my balloon. I filled it up with water, and I want this balloon to go in this jar. How do you think we can make it go in there? I mean, it doesn't fit. I can kind of squeeze the water around a little bit and get it in a little bit, but it's not really going to go down very far with all this water. What do you guys think? Do you have any ideas of how we could make this water balloon fit into this jar? Maybe it's impossible. Let's try something else. We're going to take a sheet of paper here. Remember, before you use matches or a candle lighter, we ask our grown-ups for permission. So make sure you do that, please, because we want everyone to be safe. But we're going to catch this on fire. So there it is, burning. I'm going to drop it in the glass and then put the balloon on top. See the balloon shake? And then look at that. It starts to go in the jar. And the fire went out. And now the balloon is in the jar. Still going a little bit. You guys noticed the balloon was shaking when I first put it on top and the fire was in the jar. So what happens is that the air in the jar, when the fire goes in there, the air heats up. And the hot air wants to escape. So as it's coming out of the jar, it makes the balloon shake like that. As the air cools in here, in the jar, when the fire goes out, it lowers the air pressure in here. The greater air pressure is outside, and the jar inside is lower air pressure. So the greater air pressure pushes down on the balloon, and it makes it suck into the jar like that. And that is similar to air pressure outside in our weather. Low air pressure can come through and we'll have warm swirling weather, and a lot of times that brings storms with it as well. So a low pressure system will move in, and it will bring with it storms as well. Now, how do you think we can get this balloon out of here? It's pretty stuck. I might have to pop it to get it out of there. I don't know. Give this experiment a try at your house with your grown-up to help you, of course, because we need to be safe. And let us know how it goes for you guys. I have another experiment I'm going to show you, so let me get set up for that. We learned about air pressure. Now we are going to learn a little bit about hurricanes and tornadoes. To do this experiment, you'll need another jar, one with a lid on it. You could use your used pasta jar again, just make sure you save the lid so you can screw it on tightly. You'll need vinegar, dish soap, measuring spoons, we need 1 teaspoon. You'll need some water as well. What we're gonna do is first we're gonna take our jar and we're gonna fill it up with water. Almost to the top, but not quite. Oops, I spilled a little on the table, that's okay. And sometimes science gets messy, so it's okay if you spill a little water on the table. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of dish soap. So put that in there, and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. My spoons in here so they don't drip all over the table. All right, and then you're gonna screw your lid on. After you get your lid on tight, you're gonna swirl the jar for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you set it down. You can kind of see a little vortex going in there, right in the middle. And you can see the water swirling around. I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera just in case you couldn't see it from far away. We're gonna do it one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you look through the water, you can kind of see that vortex going in the middle. Like I said, hurricanes and tornadoes also have that vortex in the middle. So with this experiment, you can make your own tornado or hurricane in the jar. If you have some glitter, you can put that in there too. So you'll have more things swirling around in there. I don't have any glitter, but I am gonna put a little black pepper in here. Let's see what that does. I think the more you swirl it, the cloudier it gets because the soap kind of suds up a little bit. But you can kind of see in the middle there the vortex and then all the black pepper swirling around it, which is very cool. I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera so you guys can really see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll stop it. And maybe you guys can see it a little bit better swirling around. And if you look in the middle, you can kind of see that vortex in the middle there. What happens with this experiment is that the water going around creates that vortex in the middle. And if you can't see it on my camera, try this at home because it's very cool. And so in a tornado or a hurricane, they also have that vortex in the middle and everything kind of swirls around it. And so you can make your own little tornado or hurricane in a jar. If you try it at home, make sure you have a grown-up help you with it, of course, and then let us know on our Facebook page how yours turned out. I have one more project that I'm going to show you guys, and you should be able to make one along with me if you wanted to do that as well. So let me get this stuff out of the way and I will be right back. The last thing that we are going to do today is we are going to make a rain gauge. People and meteorologists, they use rain gauge to see how much rain actually falls from the sky. And so we're going to do an easy at-home one using a plastic bottle, a pair of scissors, a ruler, some tape, and a permanent marker. So the first thing you're going to do is take any labels you might have on your bottle, peel those off, and then we're going to cut off the top of the bottle. To start cutting this, I have a little cut already made in it, but I pushed it in so it kind of had a little point on the edge here, and I just took my scissors and cut like that to make a little cut in it. So make sure you ask for a grown-up's permission and help before you use scissors, especially with this. It's kind of tricky to cut plastic bottles, so make sure you ask someone for some help. So we're going to cut this circle here. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. Mine has some little loose ends on there, but that's okay. Make sure you do not have the lid on your bottle, okay? Because you want the water to go in. So you're going to take the lid and you're going to put it down in your bottle like that. We'll take some tape and we'll tape it down so that way it will stay there. If you have some cool colored duct tape, this would be a really good use for it. Make it a little prettier than just my plain masking tape. Perfect. So you'll have that down there. Then you have your bottle taped here. So when it rains, it can go right in there. The next thing you need to do is you need to take your ruler and you need to mark your measurements on there. So take your ruler, put it on the bottom of your bottle. I'm going to do mine in inches. So I will mark it every inch, just about. And this might be a good time to have a grown-up help you so they can hold it and you can be the one who marks it. And actually, I think I'm going to go back through and I'm going to do little lines for half. Now I have all my numbers labeled on my bottle, my inches, my measurements. After you have your measurements on your water bottle, what you're going to do is you're going to take this outside and find a spot in your yard. Make sure you ask your grown-ups first where a good spot would be, but then you want to bury this in the yard. Probably at least, I would say, up to the first inch, maybe 1.5 inches, because if you don't bury it in the ground, when the rain is falling on it, it's just going to fall over and then it won't work. So you got to bury it a little bit in the ground so it will stay there, and then wait until the next time it rains. And after it rains, you can come out and see how many inches of rainfall we got that night or that day. If you would like, you can make a little graph or a little journal, and you can keep track of how much rainfall we get every day. And then just make sure after you record your rainfall for that day that you dump this out. So the next time it rains, you can start with a fresh bottle right at 0 inches. And then you can keep track of how much rain you get all summer long. And if you do this summer, you can have a total of how many inches we got this summer, and then next summer you can do it again and see how it compares. Or maybe just pick a week and do the same week next summer, and then you can see how that compares, how the rain is different. Or even from summer to fall and see how it's different, how much rain we get in the fall versus how much we get in the summer. So take this, make one of these, and then you guys can do some fun science observations at home together. Thank you for joining me today for these experiments and projects on science. Please tune in next week for another STEM video. Have a great day. here in our makerspace, the collab. I just wanted to let you guys, let's not do that. And using our science skills, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, we learned about, start again. And that is all I have for you guys today in this STEM video. That is all I have for you guys today in this STEAM video. What do I even want to say? Please tune in next week for another video, I think that'll be fine. We're gonna go with it.